Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Lisa Erickson. Today we're going to discuss working our fingers with a rubber band. It's very important to strengthen the muscles of the hand itself through the palm, but also between the fingers. Many climbers are injured not by doing crimps or by doing slopers, but by asking the muscles between the hands to elongate while contracting, which makes them very prone to injury. So today I thought I'd go through a little bit about rubber band exercises and then also educate you about the difference between this and the rubber bands that go around all the fingers at once. So let's discuss a few exercises. The first one that's my favorite is taking the rubber band, looping it around the thumb, and then looping it around the pinky. So we start from the first step, which is pinky and thumb close together, and then the second step is pulling them apart. So trying to get nice, slow, smooth contractions with this and ensuring that we're not having anything funky happen like our thumb hyperextending or the pinky not staying straight, and we're just trying to go for endurance. So our goal with this is going to be 1.5 minutes, but in the beginning, if you're only able to make it through 10 perfect reps, I recommend my newbies just starting at 10 reps and then leaving it alone and coming back to it the next day. So this is something, if you're climbing heavily, maybe only do 3 to 5 days a week of this type of exercise. If you're not climbing heavily, then you're welcome to start doing it every single day. But keep in mind, you will be tired, you'll be exhausted from these exercises, so we want to make sure that we are not doubling down on climbing training and doubling down on working on these muscles of the hand. Now, instead of the pinky, we're going to pick the ring finger, opposing, and then we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to go for 10 perfect reps of this one. This should be easy. And we're going to try to go, after your 10 perfect reps, then we're going to try to go for 1.5 minutes. So after your first day of doing this, then we're going to go for a full week, just 10 reps. And then the second week, we're going to start going for 1.5 minutes each one of these fingers opposing the thumb. So there's the second. Now we're going to go to the middle finger. You might start to notice some of your fingers are really strong. My middle finger is much, much stronger than my ring or even my pinky. Well, you'd expect the pinky to be weak, right? But you wouldn't expect the ring finger to be weak as well. And so now watching this, if you look very closely at this finger, I'm having trouble controlling it. See how it's shaking a little bit? I climbed on Saturday, so my hands are a little bit sore from that, but really smoothing it out and making those motions symmetrical, controlled. And if you have this angle here, I want you to be trying to create that angle or trying to create a straight finger. Those are two different muscle groups. So one, extending the finger and bending at this joint, and the other one keeping the joint straight. So while rehabbing, I want to make sure that you are actually doing the motion that you're attempting to do. If we're letting that finger wobble or we're letting that joint flex and extend while we're trying to keep it straight, that can create the propensity for more injuries, and it's definitely creating this motion pattern that you are ingraining subconsciously, and we want to make sure that it is the correct motion pattern and not accidental. So then we go to the index finger, and we're going to do the exact same thing with the index finger. So same thing with that one, it's a little bit weaker than my other ones. Very interesting, right? So things to focus on, keeping that nice and smooth and symmetrical. And then we're going to get in between the fingers. It's okay if your fingertips turn blue while we're doing these exercises, but we definitely don't want them to be blue afterwards. Together and apart. The slower you go, the harder it is, and we're not going for speed. We're going for nice, smooth, symmetrical motions and really trying to get the most out of both fingers. If you'll notice, one of these fingers is doing the motion nicely, the other one is cheating. Can you tell which one is cheating? Yeah, it's this one. So we want to make sure that from the center line, both of them are doing their amount of work and that one is not working harder than the other. And it could be scar tissue in here, it could be contracture, or it could be something we call motor control where they just are not, you haven't talked to the muscle, you haven't trained that finger how to fire, how to move, and so therefore it does not. So I want you to not only do thumb to each finger with the stretchy band, but I also want to do between the fingers all the way down the hand. Okay, so that's your little bit of homework for this week. 10 perfect reps. Once you have them, then we can swap, and then the amount of tension you put on the rubber band should be as much that you can do a full motion, but that there is still some resistance when they're close together and you're pulling out, that you're actually feeling some difficulty in the center and not just at the very end range of the motion. Okay, so good luck with those, and I hope to hear back from you and hear what you're interested in as for these exercises and also what you find. Have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.